Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of kooky, crazy kids in love that love reacting to some death battle.
Yes, we do.
So for this death battle, it's Wile E. Coyote versus Tomcat. This is a death battle that came out this year that we did not get to. Just we're too busy with just life that was going on at that time. And so
life happened.
Yeah, life happened. Did not get around to it. And then new death battle came out, and so we're reacting to that. And now we're finally getting to this one. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I'm really excited for this one because this is nostalgia for me. I'm going to age myself right now, but I grew up on Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry as my Saturday morning cartoons. So I'm like, oh, this is like returning to little 5-year-old me. I can't wait.
Aw, okay. Aw, it's gonna be great.
Wile E. Coyote, the fastest and furriestest of the Looney Tunes.
Tomcat, the powerhouse pussycat from Tom and Jerry.
The fans voted for it and we're here to deliver.
He's wears an eye boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. In tales told
I can't remember who we voted
over a
for.
shimmering campfire by the tribes people of North America, there was no figure so cunning, so bold.
If this is one we
as
voted for or not.
Coyote. To the Miwok, he was a Prometheus who stole fire from the heavens to give to humanity. To the Sewetmuk, he was a foolish trickster who could die and return to life.
And to the brothers Warner, he's just a poor dumb schmuck who can't catch a break.
To this day, the great coyote stalks the American Southwest, hunting his indefatigable prey.
Coyotes with biggest gunnis.
Wile E. Coyote
They
is
starving
driven
you-
by a ruthless
starvingest
entrepreneurial
loserous.
spirit.
Yeah, and it drove him straight off a cliff. He'll chase that bird
Glorious
happily
Maximus.
ever after to his own inevitable undoing. Such is the lot of the common man.
You might not expect it from an anthropomorphic canine Job, but Wiley was born the son of world-famous hunter Cage E. Coyote. His father raised him from infancy to hound his avian adversary and forbade him to speak until he tasted victory. On the face,
I didn't know this
an easy
backstory.
task. Coyotes are incredibly adaptable predators.
That's why he never
capable
speaks.
Of hunting in both rural and urban environments.
They're also speedy little demons. They can sprint at up to 43 miles per hour.
Whoa,
that's
damn.
cold comfort when that blue meeping bastard can make beams of light look stone still, or outrun a car that was moving fast enough to travel through time.
Frankly, it's incredible that Wiley manages to consistently keep up with his prey at all, but he does.
No, really, it's actually stated that only a, quote, tiny little extra burst of speed separates the coyote and the roadrunner. Heck, Bugs Bunny himself needed to take super speed supplements in order to move fast enough to outrun Wiley.
But almost as fast isn't fast enough. Fortunately, Wiley's got an endless assortment of gadgets, gizmos, and reams of blueprints to make up the difference.
He's got your classics like dynamite, anvils, and spring-loaded boxing gloves, along with heavier artillery like heat-seeking missiles, a 10 billion volt electromagnet, and a friggin' trebuchet, a Reddit favorite.
Many of which he invented himself and uses in excruciatingly detailed schemes that inevitably go awry. Despite being a self-described super genius, Wiley has an officially measured IQ of 3.
That's the same IQ as a cactus.
Okay, the test results were fake, but he's still an idiot.
So why not let a soulless corporation do the hard work
Hey.
for him?
Keep him
Acme
that
sells
rabbit.
any product that you can imagine, and Wiley is their most devoted customer, contributing up to 99% of its multi-billion dollar revenue.
Oh my
Here
god.
to help, Pops. Oh, don't worry, I'm spending it all in one place.
He's got an Acme Book of Magic, Acme Clone-O-Matic, Acme Death Ray, Acme City in a Box, Acme
City in a Box.
Universal Remote, which can pause, fast forward, and rewind a person through time.
Too bad half the stuff Wiley uses is intentionally sabotaged because Acme's board of directors is exclusively roadrunners. My man cannot catch a break,
Nice.
but he sure can take some punishment.
No matter the severity of his failures, Wiley is still attuned and can bounce back from just about anything.
He's been sliced, stabbed, squashed, exploded, melted, blasted into a constellation, and overall verbed for the last 87 years straight without ever actually dying. He once got fully disintegrated into ash and popped back up like it was nothing.
Similar to the immortal coyote of Sewetmuk legend.
He's also shattered the fourth wall tons of times and even left the comic page entirely to catch catch the Roadrunner. Yeah, so close.
Believe it or not, there is actually a biological reason for these abilities. Looney DNA. Every toon's got it, not just the Looney ones. And it's what lets them survive fatal damage up to being fully erased off the page, essentially dictating their personal slice of reality to whatever is funny.
Like how gravity only affects the Coyote when he looks down.
Toons are immune to the laws of physics as we know them.
That's why Wile developed a counter to this immortality, the Looney DNA Dissolver, which leaves toons vulnerable to fatal wounds the same way we are. Yet again, so close. You can't say he hasn't tried everything.
It was Wile's experience as a veteran toon that landed him a job at Acme University as department chair of the School of Hard Knocks, teaching up-and-coming tiny toons how to use their abilities.
Okay, so Naruto.
And just like Naruto's jutsus, Toon Force works like an actual power system, with more experienced toons like Wile who are more powerful than their younger counterparts.
And that means Wile should be capable of replicating feats and abilities performed by any other Looney Tune, like traveling between different mediums or altering the plot of the cartoon he's in.
And my favorite was the time Plucky Duck used Marvin the Martian's matter transmogrifier to suck up the entire universe.
And then suck up the animator animating his universe.
And then suck up the animator's universe for good measure.
Wile's got a cushy 10-year job teaching that stuff. Impressive for an abject failure at his life mission. He's helped stop a meteor from destroying Earth, beat the Monstars in basketball, and even, oh snap!
Hunted the Geico Gecko?
Oh wait, never mind, so damn close!
According to 1977's Tweety and Sylvester issue 67, Wile E. Coyote
Wow,
has
it's a deep
attempted to
dive.
catch the Roadrunner 4,776,842 times. Scaling to the present, that's over 10 million failures.
That takes dedication, or maybe self-destructive stubbornness. Too blinded by bird lust to see the forest for the trees.
But Acme's intentional malfunctions and Coyote's recklessness don't account for all of his catastrophes. There's something else, something grander, otherworldly, standing in the way of our furry friend's salvation.
Wiz, there's no other way to say it. God is just plain out to get this guy.
And by God, we mean the closest thing that exists for Coyote and Roadrunner. Chuck Jones.
The guy that created him and helped forge the Looney Tunes into how we know him today.
Originally meant to be a parody of earlier chase cartoons like, well, Tom and Jerry, Jones established several rules for their animated shorts that superseded Coyote's reality warping toon abilities.
Rules that cover his obsession, faulty products, and the fact that no outside force, not even the Roadrunner, is to blame for his defeat. Just him.
While other creatives have altered this formula in the decades since Jones's departure, these rules have effectively made the Coyote's defeats cosmically ordained.
God nerfed Wile E. Coyote. In all our years making Death Battle, we have never seen a handicap like that.
But what else can you expect from our fanatical furry fail son? He's the Sultan of Slapstick, the CEO of Second Place, the swing and a miss superstar. As long as he picks himself back up and dusts off the ashes, that'll never be all, folks, for Wile E. Coyote.
Damn. It's a deeper dive than I thought it was going to be.
1839, war raged
Oh, crap, I didn't know.
between the British Tommies and the German Jerrys. As the beleaguered English made their miraculous escape from the German encirclement
That's
off
what
the
they got
coast
their
of
names?
Dunkirk, one might have called the battle a game of cat and mouse.
Oh wow, is that actually where their names come from? I'm looking this up.
Regardless of their names' origin, William Hanna and Joseph Barbera's infamous cat and mouse duo became the undisputed kings of slapstick comedy.
The formula is simple, and we all know it.
There are
Tom
satellites
Cat
named
chases
after Tom and Jerry.
Mouse around the house. Brutal, bone
Good.
shaking. I felt that in my balls. Violence
Oh.
ensues, and Tom is reprimanded by Mammy Two Shoes.
Was, let's say, very much from the 1940s.
And if you're like me, all you wanted to see was Tom wipe that smug smirk off that little rat's face. Despite my well-documented hatred of cats, even I've got to cringe at years of propaganda to convince us to side with the filthy, flea-ridden rodent over man's second best friend. Oh, big yawn.
House cats like Tom are actually some of Earth's most successful predators. They can run up to 30 miles per hour, leap 6 6 feet high. And despite being commonly perceived as nocturnal, they're actually
Jump from like a
crepuscular
9-story
and
building,
hunt in the dawn
burning
and
building.
evening.
Tom specifically is a British Shorthair. They're strong, stocky Roman cats bred to withstand harsh conditions. And for Tom, harsh conditions is an understatement.
Tom has collected a crazy assortment of weapons in his war against mouse kind. Sure, most of it is the stuff you can find around the average American household, like baseball bats, lead pipes,
And guns, lots and lots of guns. But he's got wackier things like a magic wand, a robo-cat,
Knight armor?
vanishing cream, and a smart cap that gives him all the knowledge in the world.
I'm partial to the Sword of Light and Dark, which severs you from your own shadow, or the Rewind Remote, which can move your victim backwards through time.
And you can't forget the cat car and cat jet, spelled with K's of course, but just the cat part.
Tom's arsenal is heavily improvisational, which fits his quick thinking in fights over Thanksgiving turkey. Though he often loses his bouts with Jerry, it's not usually because he's dumb or incompetent. Rather, he's just genuinely outplayed.
And even in defeat, he's one tough son of a gun. He's been crushed, blown up, had every bone in his body broken, shattered, melted, and vaporized to dust. And
Just like Wile
survived.
Coyote.
Well,
Okay.
mostly. Tom actually has kicked the bucket multiple times, but little known cat fact, he has 9 lives, as established in the episode Heavenly Puss.
Oh, Wiz was conducting some different kind of research on that episode.
Very funny. Even if Tom starts to use his lives up, he has a potion that just restores them.
Or he can physically go get
Nice.
them back from hell. Where all cats go.
Extremely hardcore cartoon, but there isn't much of a limit to what Tom can do. He can clone himself, levitate in the air, make his imagination real, and even break the fourth wall and enter the real world.
Guess we can both
If you
break the
only
fourth
watch
wall.
The classic cartoons from the 40s, you may be in for a shock. Tom and Jerry gets buck wild, much like the actual inspirations for their names. Thank you, Google.
Oh, you're still on this?
Toy Whiz. They were actually named after the 2 characters in Pierce Egan's delightful life in London, Jerry Hawthorne and Corinthian Tom. It was adapted to the stage with the title Tom and Jerry, which later became a catch-all term in 1800s England for young, drunken rabble-rousers.
One could, in fact, say that many rabbles were roused the times Tom destroyed a planet-busting asteroid, lifted up the sun, and was blown up into a constellation. And he was just fine. Just a bunch of stars now, but he's okay.
He taked an explosion that launched him through time to the Stone Age and has run through space at massively faster than light speeds.
That
Which one is
shouldn't be
that?
a surprise when he and Jerry have been at each other's throats for over 80 years now. But what may surprise you is the fact that at the end of the day, they're actually friends.
And they've worked together tons of times to save the day, like when they helped a little orphan girl, Robin Starling, find her way home. Oh, that's a nice end to their story.
Don't you believe it? Now is when we have to talk about Tom and Jerry Chase.
What?
Long ago, warrior god, Lord of Sichuan, Erlong Shen, battled the tricksy and indomitable Mouse King atop Peach Mountain, leading the goddess Celeste to declare the 2 the strongest warriors in the realm. And they were, in fact, Tom and Jerry. They were even stronger than Devil Tom, who repelled corruption by the darkness. This mysterious, malevolent force threatened to consume the tree of
Earth tree.
life, whose branches encompass all of time and space. Banding together, these warriors used the star element to dispel the darkness and save the universe.
What the
Well, it may sound completely insane. It is. Chase is a Chinese mobile gacha game whose lore is not entirely in keeping with the spirit of the source material. However, it is officially licensed by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, which means we have to include it in our research.
So that the gods may grant us mere mortals some heavenly punch.
No.
Aside though, Tom has actually managed to catch the little rat fair and square a few times.
By my count of the original shorts, 19 times.
I could watch him on repeat forever. Too bad he's still a filthy feline. The only kitty I truly respect is named
Beerus.
after booze.
Well then, you're in luck, because the Tom and Jerry of English literature later became the namesake for a famous Christmas cocktail.
Because there's no better way to get absolutely trashed than with good old Tom and Jerry.
All right. I got Tom for $5.
I went Wiley for 10. I'm going to be honest. I think I'm going to lose. But I'm a dog person. And I definitely watched more of Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner growing up than I did Tom and Jerry. So nostalgia. I just like the Coyote. I'm cheering for the Coyote.
Yeah, I mean, they both have crazy impressive feats. Both have tune logic going on. But the only reason I think that Wile E. Coyote is going to lose is because he is preordained to lose.
Yep.
So that was like,
and Tom has 9 lives. They keep like renewing.
Yeah, and they might have added that in there to throw us off the scent, and think that there's no way Wile E. Coyote can win this one, and so yeah, so I might be getting suckered here. But since we both like caught on to that part, and they put it like towards the end, it's not like they just like kind of crammed it in there. But yeah, that's why I went with Tom.
No, I feel like they pretty much came out and told us that Wiley's gonna lose.
Yeah.
Which traditionally means that they're gonna win because they like to like do that sort of bait and switch. But I also feel like in this moment, this could be the time when they're really like, no, we told you. We came right out and said it.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Either way, this is gonna be a fun death battle.
Yeah.
Asshole Gus. Aw.
Aw. Oh no.
Meepus.
Meep meep. Not this. Oh.
You know, there's gonna come a point where they both blow each other up.
Yeah, I can see that.
Come on, you apes! You wanna live forever!
Witch's brew. Fat lady. Yep. That's what I was waiting for. Oh my gosh! Yes. Classic. Oh, hey, breaking the fourth wall. Nice.
Uh-oh.
And they both die. Hey!
Wile E. Coyote, super genius.
He got to speak!
Because he finally won!
Yay!
Oh, thank God. side this time. I mean, no! Animal cruelty, no!
Considering coyotes eat cats, I'm not surprised.
While both Cat and Coyote were incredibly powerful, they weren't literal gods who could snap their problems away. They had limitations and weaknesses that could be exploited, especially by each other. Let's first talk their stats.
Both were strong enough to contend with universe-threatening phenomena, but comparing Wile to Plucky Duck, Looney Tunes can not only destroy their own universe, but their animators as well.
And while Tom could move faster than light, Wile could keep up with the Roadrunner, who could outspeed a car fast enough to travel through time. That's immeasurably fast, and much faster than Tom. Wile gets the edge in stats.
Wile's arsenal was a bit better too, believe it or not. Even eliminating the devices that have been shown to malfunction, he still countered everything Tom had.
The biggest being the Looney DNA Dissolver, which
Yep.
could render Tom's cartoony healing factor moot and end the fight.
While Tom has never been shown to have Looney DNA specifically, the concept clearly has nothing to do with actual DNA molecules.
Looney Tunes have been erased completely and still returned, so it's clearly something more fundamental to their essence.
And since the Dissolver works on any tunes, not just the Looney ones, it should apply to Tom. But considering how much of a screw-up Wile is, it wasn't a sure bet. Hell, it could have backfired, especially considering how much more competent Tom is.
When it came to intelligence, Wile's engineering and scheming genius were often defeated by his own ego and stubbornness. Tom, on the other hand, was consistently more flexible, pragmatic, and victorious in his fights. He definitely gets the edge there.
Oh, and Tom has one other big advantage. He doesn't have God nerfing him.
And
Yeah.
that's the big question. Was Tom capable enough to benefit from Wile's narrative-enforced bad luck and see the DNA Dissolver backfire against him?
That bad luck is a core part of Wile's character as a cartoon. So let's call it his, toonliness.
To find the answer, we dug deep through the bowels of Looney Tunes lore and ended up in an unexpected place. Space Jam.
Where
Whoa.
Wile yet again fails against the Roadrunner, but against the villains of the movie, the Monstars, he actually scores.
And scores again in the sequel, more than anyone else. But according to Chuck Jones's rules, that shouldn't happen, right?
Throughout his entire history, Wile's cosmically ordained failures only occur when he's specifically chasing the Roadrunner.
That's what I was wondering about,
Other
too.
tunes the plot bends around like bugs, because that's what Chuck Jones's rules were written for. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons.
And even then, looking closely, they've been broken a few times throughout the decades, even during Chuck Jones's tenure.
Without the universe nerfing him, there's no reason to think Wile couldn't eventually land a hit with the Looney DNA Dissolver.
Especially when the only reason it failed was because of the Roadrunner's intervention, a direct violation of Chuck Jones's limitations on the Coyote.
And especially when it's the only thing that either one had that could kill the other.
Despite lacking Wile's narrative impediments, and despite having a better track record overall, Tom ultimately had no surefire way to kill Wile, whereas Wile's superior strength, speed, and Looney arsenal ensured his victory.
Wile gave one hell of a chase and left Tom Jones in for a rematch.
The winner is Wile Coyote.
Next time on Death Battle.
Nice, beautiful. Okay, so with that, we are tied again.
Yes.
Back to 235 because I was up 240 to 225, but you bet 10, so you got up to 235. I lost 5, so went down to 235.
Coyote, he comes through for me.
He did, and that's what I was worried about. I'm like, I wonder if the logic is only for Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, or like in that Looney Tunes world. Didn't even think about Space Jam.
I didn't either. How brilliant to pull from that, because
Yeah,
I mean, if you consider that sort of like Looney Tunes canon, then. But I didn't never did I ever consider Space Jam. And I
Yeah.
think it's been probably, 20 some odd years since I've seen that movie. So, and I didn't see the sequel.
and they even watched Space Jam 2.
They did. Dedication.
That is a lot of dedication. Fun death battle, and obviously the action itself was great, and they had to do the iconic painting the tunnel and everything. That's all I needed.
I love that they blew each other up.
Yeah.
I love that it starts off with their two subsequent chases against their counterparts. And then you see Roadrunner speed away with Jerry on his head.
Mhm.
Just meep, meep. And they're off. They're just gone.
Meepus.
I love this. This just, My little like 5-year-old self is so happy right now.
I was hoping they were gonna get turned into dust though. Like that would be blown up. I thought they were gonna get blown up, but like both be like, like piles of dust and then come back.
Oh, like the piles of dust with like the little eyeballs.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah. So that was if I could, constructive criticism. That's the one thing I would have liked.
Piles of dust with eyeballs.
Yeah,
Just that.
exactly.
That would have made it perfect.
Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments, and thanks so much for seeing our reaction for Wile E. Coyote versus Tomcat in Death Battle. But you keep in mind
And our reaction is definitely not definitive. We're tied.
we are again.
Yes.